cannot say or cannot react when they have some problem in their life. So imagine two people fighting, and one is innocent, and he gets all the blames or the accusation and everything, and he gets up and he says, "I'm sorry, you're right. Don't worry, it's not your fault. Everything comes from Hashem." So what happened here with Joseph? He revealed himself and he told his brothers, "Don't worry, whatever happened, it's from Hashem. Hashem did everything for us. So I come to Egypt and I'll be able to support you." Can you imagine? He did not hold any grudges against them. He did not want to take revenge or anything. He understood that is something that Hashem did. That's brings me to the point that I need to say about my father, may he rest in peace, that he was not a Torah scholar, but he knew something very important, that we grew up with this principle. Everything that happened in our lives, he all the time used to say, everything is for the best. Only Hashem knows what he's doing. We don't understand what's going on. Everything is for the best. Now, how can you say something like that when you have problems, let's say, whatever, different problems? "Oh, thank you, Hashem, everything from you. Oh, I'm very happy." It's not easy. People said it's easier said than done. But when you really think about it, very deep and with a lot of energy, you see that really we cannot do anything. And even if we complain or whatever, it's not going to help us, because Hashem already knows exactly what's going to happen, what's going to come. We have to go with him, with his decision, to agree, to accept it, and not to complain. Because complaining against Hashem and to say, why me, why this, why that, it's not going to help. And believe me when I tell you, it's better to go with Hashem and not to contest what we have. We can ask Hashem to make the situation better. Yes, absolutely. But question against Hashem, why, it's not going to help. And it's really not appropriate, because it's like a father when he takes care of his kids. The 3 years old, 4 years old, he doesn't know what's going on, but he says why. He's asking why. He doesn't know that his father only wants the best for him. Okay, so that's one of the principles that we grew up in the Holy Land in Israel when my parents came from Baghdad. Okay, and you know what? There is a story in the Gemara that Rabbi Akiva said something very important. Everything is for the best. I don't know if you know the story. Maybe some of you know the story, that he went to visit some place, and on the way he has to sleep over. So he went to this town, and everybody in this town kicked him out. He said, "No, there's no room. I'm sorry, go to the woods or whatever, go to the forest, go sleep out there." So he didn't know what to do, so he had to go, and it was already dark. So, I'm sorry. Before I continue, I forgot to say thank you to Hashem, thank you to you, and thank you to the technician. How could I do that? I was very excited. I don't know. Anyway, so please forgive me. Again, thank you, Hashem, that we're here learning Torah. Thank all of you that all you support, beautiful support, spiritually and mentally and whatever, of Bezrat Hashem. And of course, thank you, technician. And I'm sorry about that. Okay, now I can continue.
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem, right. So Rabbi Akiva didn't have a choice. He had to go to the woods. It was very scary. It was dark. He had 3 things with him. He had the donkey that he was riding on. He had the rooster to wake him up in the morning before the crack of dawn. And he had the candle so he can read at night, Torah. Yeah, beautiful things. Not like today. You have Mercedes and you have everything and you have the whatever. Anyway, so he goes there, sitting down in the woods. All of a sudden, a lion came. I don't know how, from where, that the Gemara said, and ate the donkey. Okay, now he cannot ride the donkey. He has to walk. So what did he say? Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem, that the donkey was gone and not me. Thank you, Hashem. Then something happened, and a wolf came and ate the rooster. So I'll say, what can I do, Hashem? Thank you, Hashem. Okay, and then came a wind and blew out the light of the candles, and he could not do anything, just to sleep on the ground. Okay, he gets up in the morning to go to the town that they kicked him from, to buy a donkey, a rooster, and a candle. And what did he find out? That all these bandits or criminals, whatever, they came to the town and they killed everybody there. So he saved his life, but he did not know that. When they kicked him out, he was not happy. But Hashem knew that he's doing this thing only for his own good. There is another story that the rabbi of Rabbi Akiva, this is something unbelievable. I'm sure many of you know the story, but it's good, important to repeat that, to see that Hashem does only good for us. So this king, the Roman king, every sometime, once a year, twice a year, the Jews have to pay him all the taxes and all the money that they owe, whatever. So they chose one rabbi because he was a great rabbi and he had a lot of miracles he performed in his life. And say, okay, you take the money, go to the king, and pay him and come back so we can live our life normally. So they gave him a lot of money, put it in a box, and gave it to the rabbi. He goes on his way. Of course, at night he has to go to hotel. He got motel, whatever. He goes there. He goes to sleep, and somehow people came at night. They stole all the money from the box and put rocks and dirt in it. He gets up in the morning. He opened the box and he see the dirt and he said, Hashem, thank you, Hashem. It's only for the best. Can you imagine? And the life of all the town is in his hands. He's going to go to the king to give him dirt and rags. And he said, thank you, Hashem. It's all for the best. I mean, how can think about it? That's what he did. He went to the king. He asked, Your Majesty, here's the money for you. Please, whatever. So he opened the box and he saw the dirt. He said, what? You making fun of the king? Immediately killed this rabbi. So just before they killed him, one of the advisors of the king said, wait, what, Your Majesty, 1 second. This is a secret weapon. You better check it out. And if it's not, kill him. But if it is, so wait. So what's the secret? Say, these rocks and dirt, these are like a nuclear weapon. We have a war with this country next to us. Go there, try this weapon, see if it works. So they sent a soldier with the dirt in the box, whatever, and they were throwing the rocks and the dirt on the enemies, and whoa, unbelievable. All of them died in no time. They came back. The king gave the rabbi tons of gold and monies, whatever, to say thank him for the secret weapon that he gave him. Okay, so the question is, how did this rabbi could say, thank you, Hashem, I'm giving dirt to the king? Because he had enough emunah and bitachon that Hashem would fix it. And that's what happened. So that's how we have to live our life, to trust Hashem, that everything he does is only for the best. Okay, we're going to move on. So now, Benjamin comes in, Joseph is there with the brothers, everything is happy, beautiful. So now Joseph is deciding to bring his father down to Egypt, and that's what he did. Now, before that, when Joseph asked the brother to bring Benjamin, Judah came to him and said, listen, it is not going to work out, because if Jacob will leave Benjamin and something happened, he is going to die. So it is very tough. Somehow they were convinced. But listen to this important thing. Yehuda, when he was talking to his brother Joseph, he said 5 times to Joseph, my father, your servant. Can you imagine? My father Jacob is your servant. And now he said that 5 times in Hebrew. And then translator, which was Joseph's son, he knew both languages, and also Joseph understood, but he pretended he doesn't. He translated from Hebrew to Egypt. That's another 5 times. So Joseph heard 10 times that Judah said, my father, Jacob, is your servant. And he did not say anything. Because of that, Hashem punished him and took from him 10 years. And he died 10 years earlier. Just to how important it is, when to protect the honor and the of rabbis and of Hashem, of course. But then we see something similar when Joseph brought all the family to Egypt. The Pharaoh wanted to meet the people, the father and the other brothers. And Pharaoh asked Yaakov, he asked him, how old are you? He looks very old. So this is unbelievable. Jacob answered Pharaoh, and the answer was with 33 words that he told him. And he complained that he had hard life, whatever, and things did not work out exactly, whatever. So he said this thing, if you can find it in the, I think, let me see if I wrote it down somewhere here. When Jacob came to visit Pharaoh, and Pharaoh asked him, this question, and he told him, and it says that these 33 words that he said to Pharaoh was 33 years that Hashem took from Yaakov. Can you believe that? Because he did not say, oh, great, everyone, whatever. We cannot judge Yaakov Avinu, alav shalom, but that's what our rabbi tells us, because he was complaining kind of about his life. Hashem took from him 33 years. So instead of living like his father Isaac, 180 years, he lived only 147 years. Okay, so that's one thing. Now, when the whole family came, as I mentioned before, Pharaoh loved Jacob, Joseph, and the family. Not only that, he knew that if Joseph is so smart and is running the country, he knew that there must be other brothers that can run the family and run the country, and he can trust them. So Joseph told his brother ahead of time, listen, if Pharaoh will offer you any position, you have to refuse it by saying, we are only shepherd. We don't know anything else. And of course, the Egyptians don't like shepherd. So that's what happened. The Pharaoh said, I know Joseph is great, maybe you can do some work for me. Oh, no, sorry, Pharaoh, we only shepherd, we don't, leave us alone. Why? Because before Jacob went down to Egypt, he sent Judah to prepare the land of Goshen in Egypt, to be there and to study Torah, the whole family, and to be detached from the Egyptians, not to mix with them. So that's how Yosef protected his brother not to go to the government and to go to study Torah. Just to show you that the relationship between Pharaoh and Jacob and Yosef were beautiful. Remember, this Pharaoh knew that he had really treasure in his hands. So they did very well with this Pharaoh. Later on, the Torah says when Jacob died, when Joseph died, and all the brothers died, then started the whole problem with the new Pharaoh that did not know anything about it, just denied anything. And that's how we started with the time of the slavery. However, till then, everything was great. And as a matter of fact, it was so great. Listen to this idea that Hashem told Abraham, it's called a Brit Ben Abetarim. When Hashem told Abraham, your children will be slaves in Egypt, but they're going to go out from there with tons of money. I mean, how can slaves go out from Egypt with tons of money? I mean, they're slaves, they don't have anything. But you see what happens. Yosef collected so much money because of the famine. People came from all over the world, and he collected so much money. It was unbelievable. Not only that, listen to this smart thing that Joseph, he made sure that, because he had this vision, that one tribe from the 12 tribe, when they'll have the time of slavery, this tribe will never be slaves. They will be free, regardless of whatever goes around. So what did he do? When he had all this beautiful, time with Pharaoh, he told her, listen, we're going to tax everybody. We're going to sell the food and take the money, whatever, the land from all the people in Egypt. But we're not going to touch only the priest. The priest, they would stay wherever they are, and we will support them. Why did he do that? Because of the future, Pharaoh, the evil and the wicked Pharaoh, during the time of the slavery, did not touch the tribe of Levi. And they were free to do whatever they want. They were not slaves. That's why it says, if you remember, it says that every woman in Egypt, a slave woman, a Jew, she had 6 babies in every pregnancy. I mean, this is something unbelievable. So they are slaves and they have 6 babies, and Hashem, help them to manage. So long time ago, I asked, how come we don't have 6 Moses and 6 Aaron? I mean, right? If every Jewish woman had 6 babies in one shot, how come we don't have 6 Moses? So the answer was very simple. I just couldn't find it. And the reason was only the slaves, women, had 6 babies. The tribe of Levites were not slaves. So Moses' mother was not a slave. So she had 1 baby at a time. So that's anyway. So that was the idea of Yosef. He saw the future, and he made this to be in the constitution of Egypt, not to touch the priest. That was the tribe of the Levites. And now we know that it's unbelievable. When Jacob come to Egypt, he asked Joseph, because he was powerful, even though he was not the firstborn. He made him swear to him that he was not going to be buried in Egypt. He did not want to be buried in Egypt, many different reasons, and Joseph promised him that. And we know that when Jacob died, he made everything that to take him to the Me'arat HaMachpelah. Me'arat HaMachpelah is in Hebron. I don't know if he had the chance to visit over there. We know that all the 3 fathers and the 3 mothers are buried there with Adam and Eve. Rachel was not buried in Me'arat HaMachpelah. She was buried in a different place called Bethlehem. When I was younger, I used to serve in the army, and I was stationed in Bethlehem. And I used to drive back in the morning to the base and go home in the afternoon, in the evening. And I used to see the grave of Rachel every day, twice a day, except Shabbat. So that was a big merit. And I didn't know how big she was, but nevertheless, I was there every day. So she was buried in Bethlehem. The rest were buried in Me'arat HaMachpelah. If you go to Israel, it's a must. After you see the Kotel, you have to see Me'arat HaMachpelah and Kever Rachel, the where she was buried in Bethlehem. Very, very important. Now, there is a blessing here. When Jacob saw the children of Joseph, he asked him, who are these kids? So he told them, my kids. So that's Ephraim and Menashe. And he gave them a blessing. And this is the blessing that all the Jewish fathers said to the children, the boys, on Friday night, during the Kiddush. Very, very important blessing. Now, not only that, there is another blessing that Yaakov was blessing the children. And I'll tell you something very, very interesting. I mean, to me, anyway. Many, many years ago, there was a very happy occasion in my hometown in Israel. I wasn't there. I just have a picture of that. And my mother, may she rest in peace, she was a righteous woman, and she was at the wedding with the grandson, and lo and behold, a big rabbi of the town came to the wedding because he was officiated. I think she didn't know. Now she was sick at the time, and they asked the chief rabbi, please come and bless the grandmother of the chatan of the groom with the good health and everything. So he came to her. I have the picture. I'm sorry I didn't bring the picture to show you. And he came to her and he said, I want you to bless me, because he knew she was a righteous woman. And she blessed him the blessing of this Torah portion here, that what Yaakov said to the children. And he was so shocked. He was so impressed. He said, I never heard a blessing from a woman like this. So he tells the story all the time whenever we see us. Anyway, so this blessing that Yaakov Avinu gave the children is working till today. And he was talking about the angel that protected him will protect us all the time. It's unbelievable. That's a beautiful blessing. Okay, so now we know that the Jewish there, the Yaakov Avinu with other family is there. Things change, and we're gonna start the time of slavery, which was not so easy. But again, Hashem knew exactly what he's doing. So even all this time of the slavery, was it good for the Jewish people? That's a question. I'll let you think about it. Before we go, can't let you go without the blessing on the best wine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei perei hagefen.
Amen.
You don't need anything else. That's it. Wine, this wine, and Torah. Okay, any questions?
Good morning, Rabbi.
Oh, good morning. We missed you last time.
Yes, I feel so bad about it, but I'm happy that I see you again. The verse or the pasuk about complaining, it's Bereshit 47:9, and I was wondering, complaining. I always tend to complain, let's say, about people that I feel in one way or another wronged. And just based on you were explaining in the pasuk itself, I get a lot of fear. So I guess my main question is, how does one deal with reacting to something, not complaining, and if fear of Hashem overrides what's better than love of Hashem?
Yes, it's a major question, major issue that not only you go through. I would say most people this problem. I think that after learning and practicing, many rabbis said, you have to train yourself. It takes time, but it works. Believe me, I tell that from experience. Instead of complaining and say whatever. Try to be happy of what you're doing, of what you have, and what Hashem is giving you. Try to be happy. How can you be happy? Try to change the way of thinking and a way of looking at life in general. We're here because Hashem brought us to be here, and we have a mission to do. And Hashem wants only the best for us. He doesn't want to give us anything bad or God forbid. As I mentioned before many times, if anything happens, good or bad, it's the consequences of our deeds. It's not because God forbid, he's mean and wicked and he wants to, he's waiting to punish us. No, not at all. Hashem is good. It's only good. It's the epitome of good and goodness. So we have to see how we can change our way of thinking and talking to people and reacting to people. And it says, it's very clear. The Gemara says, nobody can touch you at all if Hashem did not say that with a special bed din. They have a special court that decides what to do. So nobody can hurt you if there's no judgment before that according to your deeds. So what we have to do is to thank Hashem, to be nice to people, not to worry, be positive, optimistic, and say, Hashem, and we know you are here, and you know you're going to protect us, and be happy as much as you can.
Right.
If you need some songs to sing every day, let me know. I'll give you some songs that you can sing to make you happy. One of
Please
them is
do.
I know. You know, that's
But
okay.
by the way, at the end of reading of every book of the Torah, what's the little thing that they say?
Chazak v'nitchazek.
Yeah.
Chazak v'nitchazek. See, that's a nice reaction. You see, happy, chazak, be strong, and we go from strength to strength till the end. No problem. Baruch Hashem.
Thank you.
Good. Positive. Happy and positive. Okay. Anything else?
Everybody had a question about
Yes.
Kiddush Levana. The last couple of nights it was really hard to see the moon, and the Rabbinim told me that when you can't see it, you can just say the bracha without saying the name of Hashem. But the way that they described it was like it's like every other bracha. I don't think that's correct. So my question is, what are the merits on a spiritual level? What are the merits of saying Kiddush Levana compared to anything else? Like, what are you losing if you don't say it? What are you gaining when you do say it? Can you explain that?
This is a major blessing to say it every month if you can. If you can't, for instance, because of weather, it's not your fault. Or God forbid, if someday somebody, let's say in hospital or in jail, cannot do that. They cannot do that. What can you do? I mean, there's more mitzvahs, bigger mitzvahs than that. For instance, studying Torah is bigger than anything else. So, if you can't study Torah, let's say something happen, what can you do? I mean, Hashem knows that. Hashem see that you can't. Even though the mitzvah of studying Torah, including everybody, sick people, poor people, no matter what, disabled people, everybody must study Torah. But if somebody is in hospital, in bed, he cannot study Torah, Hashem understand that. So that was a major problem this month. It was cloudy almost the whole, the whole month.
Right.
So what do you do? It says, there is a very, very famous sentence. If somebody is forced not to do a mitzvah, not because of himself, then he's exempt. Rahmanah, Hakadosh Baruch Hu will exempt him. Okay. So about this saying it without mentioning God's name, it's like you're saying, a sentence from, without mentioning Hashem's name. How much credit you get for that, I don't know, but you have a good intention. Since it's not your fault that it was cloudy, I don't think Hashem will punish us because of that. The thing is, there is a different opinion regarding when you say the blessing, after how many days. There was Chodesh, 3 days or 7 days, different opinions. But in Eretz Israel, it says after 7 days. But here, because of the weather, you can do it even before that, because you cannot trust the weather. In Israel, even in the winter time, the sky is still kind of clear. It's not like here. You have cloudy day from AM, like from the crack of dawn till midnight. You don't see sun at all or moon at all. So when you can't, like any other mitzvah.
So it's regardless of what.
Yeah.
Like regardless of what the weather is, you get a portion of the bracha for saying it, regardless of
if you say it
see
without,
it or not. You should still
say, if you say without God's name, you did something. But what if you didn't say anything at all? You're not going to get the merit because you didn't say the bracha. It's not your fault, but you're not going to get punished. Definitely not. But it's not your fault. What can you do? I mean,
okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Have a beautiful week, and God bless you all. Thank you again for all your help. Appreciate that.
Thank you,
Thank you, Rabbi.
Take care.
Thank you, Rabbi.